Hey, this is Elizabeth Potts-Weinstein, and you are watching Legal Your Truth. There are a lot of important things to look for when you're hiring a bookkeeper, an accountant, a CPA, a tax preparer, any of those kinds of financial advisors and professionals who are going to help you with your business. You need to look at someone who's going to actually be competent in what they're doing. You need someone who's going to get back to you when they said they would, who's going to meet deadlines, who's not going to do anything fraudulent and run off with your money. Obviously, there's a number of things that you need. But here's something that people don't think about a lot. There are a number of things in accounting, specifically in tax, that can be done more than one way and where you can draw a line in a very different place. So let's talk about tax deductions and also how you claim things in taxes and how you pay money to yourself as a business owner and stuff. There's a spectrum of choices that you can make. Over here's the choices that result in you going to prison. So I don't recommend these choices, okay? Fraudulent things that are terrible, right? But then there's the choices that you can make, the places you could draw the line that if you got audited, you would probably lose and you might have to pay a fine, but you wouldn't go to jail. And then there's the choices you can make where if you got audited, you have a really good argument. You might lose because maybe you don't have the receipt. You might lose because you're kind of taking an aggressive stance, but you're not going to get fined. You're not going to go to prison. And then there's the super conservative choice, okay, that you're for sure going to win it on audit, but you're giving stuff up. You're not taking all the deductions. You're not being as aggressive as you could, but you're okay with that because you're a very conservative person. So there's a huge spectrum. And you may be, well, hopefully you're not over here, the going to prison spectrum, but you may be over here or over here. And you want to have your financial person, your tax person, match that, or at least be willing to implement that. So if you go in to your tax person and say, I want to take XYZ as a deduction, or here's how much I want to pay myself as the owner employee of my S corporation, and they respond, and you're trying to take the stance that's here, and they respond with this choice, or you want to make this choice, you want the safest, 100% sure winning thing, and they offer something over here, and they act as if this is the only way to do it. This is going to be a problem. So when you're interviewing people to do your taxes, to be a bookkeeper for you, accountant, CPA, financial advisor, whatever it is, what I recommend is having 1 or 2 or 3 questions that address this, things that are important to you about what deductions you take and how you structure your business financially. And you ask them all that same question and you see what answers you get. Not just the recommendation they give you, but the manner in which they do it. I recommend that you pick someone not just who matches telling you what you want to hear, because maybe you don't want someone who just tells you what you want to hear, but tells you why. So you may say, hey, how much should I pay myself as the owner employee of my S corporation as a salary? They may say, oh, you should pay yourself $100,000 a year and the rest of it can be distribution. Or they may say $50,000 a year. Or they may say $10,000 a year. Or they might say, well, it depends on how much risk you're willing to take. Are you really conservative? What are your other needs? What other income are you making? Do you have a spouse or partner who is making income? We need to adjust for that. Do you have other businesses? Do you want to leave money in the business? Maybe we should even make it a C corporation instead of S corporation. There's all these other things that could be thought of. And you want someone who is going to explain to you why they're making the recommendation as well as tell you what they're willing to do. Because there's going to be some tax people, for example, who are very conservative and won't do anything along the spectrum except for this. And then there's going to be some tax people who are much more comfortable with something along here. So you want to know where they're going to draw the line and why. So as I said, I recommend that you have 1, 2, 3 questions that you ask all the people that you're interviewing, and you see not just what is the answer they give you, but why. For more tips for small business owners and entrepreneurs, you can go to elizabethpw.com or follow me on Twitter at ElizabethPW. Thanks a lot.